sometimes in this hobby things just doesn't work out as you would hoped, and it's never fun to actually crash an RC airplane, and especially if there is an RC airplane that you like and you think flies good and looks nice. And this was exactly what happened to my Arrows Mustang P-51D 1.1 meter. This is, to me, a super nice looking RC airplane, flies truly great. Overall, just a super nice Mustang P-51D. And the thing is, this is also really lightweight. So compare this, for instance, for the E-Flite Mustang 1.2 meter. the E-Flite is much heavier. So this is really light, and it flies really nice, and it's so agile also. It's much more agile than the E-Flite RC airplane. And if you have an agile RC airplane, you can actually tone it down, but it's very difficult to have an RC airplane that isn't too agile to step up. But what happened was, on the third flight, I had like two really nice flights, and on the third flight I tried to do a nose-up stall, and just to experience how it would stall. So when it turned down, it started to spiral. I couldn't save it. It just spiraled straight down into the ground, ending up in the ditch. And I didn't really expect this plane to be to actually survive at all. So I went up to the site and I found actually the fuselage was broken in two pieces. Of course, the prop blades and the spinner was broken. And as you can see, there are compression marks on the nose section and actually on the wing as well. But this is the RC airplane, and I managed to put it together again. So the crack did happen in a good spot. So here's the crack on this side, and it's over here on this side. And if you just take a look inside, there is no real damage to it. So with a bit of hot glue, and I actually had to bend this nose section to the left to have it straight again. But everything works, it flies again. So foam is an absolutely amazing material when it comes to RC airplanes. And I really liked the two first flights I did with this one. So it was just with great sorrow in my heart I had this crash. But let's go to the video then, showing a good flight without me crashing. So the Arrows RC Mustang P-51D ready for takeoff. Get it rolling. Gears are up. I won't push this one too far, as I have the kind of crazy behavior and spiral down. So this flight is going to be a little bit more gentle than my usual flights. Of course, I'm going to do some aerobatics, but just check that everything works as it should. And this Arrows RC P-51D does have more authority on all the control surfaces compared to the E-Flite Mustang P-51D 1.2 meter. So it can be a good thing to have too much or more authority, and it can also be a bad thing if you over control your RC airplane and you experience some severe crashes. And this Arrows RC also does sound very different from the E-Flite P-51D. So of course I'm going to compare these two, and I'm going to feature the Mustang P-51D further on in the future. It's just that I have so many RC airplanes to look at, so it takes a while to just make videos about them. But this one is surely aerobatic if you like to. And it's also really good size, 1.1 meter. It's no problem fitting them in your car, how to handle it. So I have the ESC alarm, as I have the AR637T receiver inside. I have connected the voltage cable to the telemetry sensor, so I get a battery warning from them when the battery level drops. So the prop sound is a little bit odd. Could be that I crashed this one, but it never ever sounded as the E-Flite RC airplane, so it's a kind of a different experience. I'm flying this one on a 3-cell 3200 battery. I'm setting the timer for 6 minutes. Usually I don't use my 3200 milliamp batteries that much, and in honest, if I'm just going to be honest, I would suggest to almost only have the 2200 milliamp batteries in either 3S or 4S, because they are so versatile and work in so many RC airplanes, and they are also much smaller and lighter and cheaper. So, but this one is surely agile if you like to, regardless of prop sound and the 3200 milliamp battery. So I'm going to do some slow flying, and to me I think this Arrows RC P-51D is a very enjoyable experience to fly slow. I've experienced some tip-stall behavior when you are about to land, when you go too slow, so it doesn't want to have too slow speed on landings, and in that regard I think the E-Flite P-51D is much more steady when it flies and goes slow. I think this the shape of the P-51D is just fantastic. It's a beautiful RC airplane overall, regardless of the brand, just as long as it can fly good. And this one does fly good. I have no wind today, so of course it's making it easy in this Arrows RC Mustang. But it's kind of majestic to cruise around. This is with full flaps. I'm really satisfied with the slow flying style of this one. So I'm making a final lap and extending the landing gears. So I think to remember about this one is to keep up speed to some extent during landing and not just drop the throttle totally. So let's see if I can get this one down in a good shape then. Yeah, it's a really good landing with this one. So the Arrows RC Mustang P-51D, it's a fun flying RC airplane. It looks great, it's affordable. I would be a little bit careful about not to tip stall it and to over control it, but other than that, it's a really nice Mustang P-51D overall. So that's my thoughts about it.